Global tensions are rising. The specter of a third world war, once a distant nightmare, now looms closer. Several volatile regions could erupt into full-blown conflict, dragging the world into chaos. These flashpoints are fueled by a complex web of historical grievances, geopolitical rivalries, and modern military advancements. From Eastern Europe to the Asia-Pacific, the Middle East, and the Indian subcontinent, the potential for a global confrontation is terrifyingly real. The world watches with bated breath, hoping for peace, but bracing for the worst. The consequences of inaction are too dire to contemplate. The time to act is now, through diplomacy, international cooperation, and a shared commitment to averting catastrophe. The world is at a crossroads. The path we choose will determine the fate of humanity. Eastern Europe has emerged as a primary battleground in the escalating tensions between Russia and the West. At the heart of this conflict is Ukraine, a nation torn between its historical ties to Russia and its aspirations for closer integration with Europe. Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 and its ongoing support for separatists in eastern Ukraine have inflamed relations with NATO. The Baltic states, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, fear they could be the next target of Russian aggression. Poland, with its history of conflict with Russia, has bolstered its military presence along its eastern border. The deployment of NATO troops and military hardware to the region has further heightened tensions. The situation in Eastern Europe is a powder keg. Any miscalculation or provocation could ignite a wider conflict. The Asia-Pacific region is another potential flashpoint, fueled by China's growing military might and its assertive territorial claims. China's rapid military modernization has raised concerns among its neighbors and the United States. Taiwan, considered by China to be a breakaway province, is a particularly dangerous flashpoint. China has vowed to reunify Taiwan with the mainland by force if necessary. The South China Sea, rich in resources and a vital shipping lane, is another area of contention. China claims almost the entire sea as its own, overlapping with the claims of several Southeast Asian nations. The United States, seeking to counter China's growing influence, has increased its military presence in the region, conducting naval exercises and deploying warships. The Asia-Pacific is a cauldron of competing interests and historical tensions. The risk of miscalculation and escalation is high. Section 4, Middle East, a powder keg awaiting a spark. The Middle East remains a volatile and unpredictable region, rife with potential for conflict. Iran's nuclear ambitions and its support for militant groups like Hezbollah have long been sources of concern for Israel and the United States. Israel has vowed to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons and has conducted airstrikes against Iranian targets in Syria. The US withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal in 2018 and the subsequent reimposition of sanctions have further heightened tensions. Proxy conflicts, such as the war in Yemen and the Syrian civil war, add another layer of complexity to the region's volatile mix. The involvement of regional and global powers in these conflicts increases the risk of miscalculation and escalation. The Middle East is a tinderbox, where even a small spark could ignite a regional conflagration. Section 5. The India-Pakistan standoff, nuclear brinkmanship. The long-standing rivalry between India and Pakistan, both nuclear-armed nations, is another potential flashpoint. The two countries have fought 3 wars since their independence in 1947, and tensions remain high over the disputed territory of Kashmir. Militant attacks, border skirmishes, and inflammatory rhetoric are constant reminders of the fragility of peace in the region. Both India and Pakistan have modernized their nuclear arsenals, raising the stakes of any future conflict. The possibility of a limited conventional war escalating into a nuclear exchange is a terrifying prospect, not just for the region but for the entire world. The India-Pakistan rivalry is a stark reminder of the dangers of nuclear proliferation and the devastating consequences of even a limited nuclear war.